on the likely impact of the proposed bill on our island's native forests. It's my very great pleasure to welcome to the podium Jeff Law, Coordinator of the Wilderness Society.
I'm in a slightly unfamiliar role here as expert panellist, so let me just declare right up front that I'm an unashamed opponent of the pulp mill, just for anyone who didn't know that. But for the purposes of the exercise today, I'll largely confine myself to the facts and figures as actually presented in the 7,500-page impact statement of guns, and it's on the basis of our own analysis of those facts and figures that the Wilderness Society has developed a position of opposition to the pulp mill because of the massive impacts that it will have on Tasmania's forests. So let's just go through those simple figures that are in the impact statement that don't actually require any particular expertise for people to be able to understand them. You do actually have to have a degree of perseverance to actually find exactly where those graphs are and to compare them with other relevant information. But first of all, how much wood will the pulp mill consume? At full capacity, it will be consuming 4 million tonnes per annum for pulping. When it starts up, it'll be about 3.2 million, but before too long, it would get to 4 million tonnes. On top of that is another 500,000 tonnes per annum of wood for burning in the power generator associated with the pulp mill. A lot of people haven't heard of the power generator. That will be generating over 100 megawatts of power, including putting power back into the grid, and that will be sold as supposedly renewable energy into the market. And that's from burning wood, a large proportion of which will be coming from Tasmania's native forests. So we're looking at a total of 4.5 million tonnes per annum being consumed by this pulp mill from plantations and native forests. Now, last year, guns exported from Tasmania 3.45 million tonnes of wood chips. So already we've got a rate of wood consumption above the current rate of logging in Tasmania. How much of this will be coming from native forests and how much from plantations? The impact statement, once again, has got graphs that show that at start-up, 80% of the mill's consumption for pulping will be coming from Tasmania's native forests. And there's a graph that meanders its way down to 20% over the course of 10 years. Guns' public rhetoric says that that phase down to 20% will occur in 5 years. That is contradicted by the impact statement. So that is false. It will take at least 10 years for the level of native forest component of the pulping to go from 80% down to 20%. That's if Guns' forecasts regarding growth of the plantations end up being true. It could well be that in this world of climate change, of increased drought and bushfires, that they don't get the amount of wood that they say they're going to get from their plantations. In which case, the question to ask is, where will the shortfall come from? Our cynical suggestion is that it will come from the native forests. They're not going to close down the pulp mill or reduce its rate of consumption. They will substitute more native forest wood for the shortfall in the growth of their plantations. What area of forest will be logged to feed the mill? Once again, it's just very basic back-of-the-envelope calculations that come up with the figure of roughly 200,000 hectares over the course of 25 years. The impact statement says that there are graphs there that show that it's about 32 million tonnes over those 25 years which will be consumed of native forest, and it's very simple just to work out the ratio of wood to area of current logging and then apply that to 32 million tonnes and you come up with well over 200,000 hectares actually, but we're being conservative. It may end up being 300,000 hectares of native forest that ends up being logged. maybe even more over the course of those 25 years. But let's just say it's 200,000 hectares of Tasmania's native forests logged in 25 years. What's 200,000 hectares? I mean, it's a very large number. How do people picture that? Well, it's 2,000 square kilometres. Square root of 2,000 is just under 45. So you're looking at a square 45 kilometres by 45 kilometres of native forest, which will be fed into the pulp mill. Or, if you like, imagine a strip of forest 10 kilometres wide, stretching from Hobart to Launceston. So that's roughly the area of native forest that would get fed into the pulp mill under the scenarios mapped out by Gunns. It's a lot of forest. So obviously we're talking about entrenching clear felling, we're talking about entrenching cable logging of steep slopes. The supply zones for native forest at the pulp mill are the northeast and the southeast, which it goes all the way into southwest Tasmania, by the way, south of Hobart. But by far most of the native forest wood, 36% of the entire consumption of the pulp mill for those 25 years will be coming from the native forests of northeastern Tasmania. So we're talking Great Western Tiers, we're talking the foothills and slopes of Ben Lomond, the Northeast Highlands, the Blue Tier, a whole range of other areas which don't have icon status, which are native forests, which are important for wildlife habitat, for water catchments and so on. And what sort of study has there been of this impact? None, nothing. The entire impact on native forest has been not done, overlooked, not done by either the state government or by Malcolm Turnbull. We just see this as a horrific oversight. Will logging of Tasmania's native forests increase to feed the pulp mill? Well, I've already said that last year Gunns exported 3.45 million tonnes, and the pulp mill itself is going to be consuming for pulping about 4 million tonnes. Add to that the fact that 2 woodchip export mills are going to be kept open. So we've heard from Paul Lennon, and we heard from Senator Polley tonight, that the pulp mill is going to end the lunacy of export woodchipping. That's wrong. Paul Lennon is lying. It is not going to end the lunacy of export woodchipping. Hampshire and Tribunna woodchip mills will stay open. We will end up with a consumption of woodchips in Tasmania above 6 million tonnes if this woodchip mill goes ahead. Above 6 million tonnes. This isn't just our figure, that's on page 249, volume 1 of the impact statement. It's a graph. 6.8 million tonnes per annum, up from the 3.45. So when they say this pulp mill is only going to consume wood chips that would otherwise be exported, that is a lie. Logging is going to double if this wood chip mill goes ahead. It will double. 1 minute left. When this is pointed out, Gunns and the government say, oh, well, there's going to be increased plantations, increased logging of plantations. Well, currently, plantations provide in the order of 20 to 30% of the wood chips which are being exported. For the plantations alone, to contribute to that doubling, to make up that entire doubling of logging, the harvest from plantations would have to go up by a factor of 4 or 5. This is once again more rubbish. You know, it's simply another lie to say that wood chipping will not increase as a result of the pulp mill going ahead, or that it's simply going to process in Tasmania wood chips that would otherwise be exported. What we're going to see is a massive impact on Tasmania's forests, the water catchments that rely on those forests, and on the wildlife that depends on those forests as well. This is the part of the debate that Labor and Liberal don't want anyone to go into, that Gunns doesn't want anyone to go into, that Malcolm Turnbull shamefully ignored, and it will be a legacy, a horrific legacy for future Tasmanians if that rate of logging of Tasmania's forest is locked in by this pulp mill going ahead.